Hello! Today we're going to practice observational drawing. That means drawing something that you see. And I have my example right here. So I'm going to challenge you to either select a toy that you like or a stuffed animal, something that you enjoy playing with that makes you happy. And I want you to practice drawing it. And this is my stuffed dinosaur right here. His name is Pipes. I've had Pipes ever since I was 3 years old, so I've had him a little over 30 years. He's well loved, as you can tell. Um, if you look at him too, we're going to really look at him and we're going to look at the texture. Texture is the way that something feels when you touch it. So if you were to touch Pipes, how do you think he would feel? Would he feel rough? Would he feel smooth? Would he feel bumpy? So would he feel soft? So obviously by looking at him, you can tell that he feels soft. What color is he too? Is he green? Is he blue? Is he red? He's green, right? So he's got the red nostril, he's got black eyes, he's got the claws. We're going to practice really looking at stuff that we are going to be drawing. So I'm going to set Pipes over here. This is my example of him. Obviously, you can see the red nose, you can see the black claws, you can see that he used to have spikes on him, but since he's been well loved for over 30 years, his spikes are obviously pretty much gone. So things that you will need, I'm going to set this aside. You're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil. I prefer mechanical pencils because they allow you to draw lightly, and my motto is draw light until it's right. And if you have crayons or markers, use those too. So I've got crayons right here, and I'm going to sit down and we're going to practice. Like I said, it's really important to really look at what you're drawing. So when we look at Pipes, we can tell that his face is kind of shaped like an oval. So I'm going to start off by making an oval right here on my paper, drawing lightly too, because there are going to be some parts where I'm going to erase it. And remember, what color is his nostril? It's red, right? So I'm going to make the nostril, and it's on the end of his face, the red nostril right here. We have his eye. It's kind of shaped almost a little bit like a teardrop, but with 2 points on the end. So make his eye right here. And notice, like I said, how I'm drawing lightly too. This is very important. So, because if you find something that you want to erase, it's much, much easier to draw lightly until it's right than to draw dark and find that you have to really press hard and erase it. So we've got his face done. I'm going to work on the neck. I'm going to make a diagonal straight line just like this. And I'm going to move down towards the bottom right here, make another diagonal straight line. So then I'm going to move back to this line right here. I'm going to make a curved line because we see that his back curves upward, right? So curves upward like that. I'm going to make his tail. We see that his tail has a little bit of a point, but it's not super pointy. It's kind of round towards the end. And then I'm going to start with the feet. The feet are a little bit round too as well, if you look at them. So not too long. And I'm going to make it almost like a circle in a way. Make this little curved line right here. And then make another foot the same way I did with the front. Now, what do we see on the end of our feet? Do we see claws? What shape are the claws? What would they be like? What shape would you use? Me personally, I'd use a triangle. He's got 2 claws on the end of each foot. So I'm going to do 2 claws right here, 2 claws right here. Okay, we've got that. And if you look on the end or on his back, we can see that he's got spikes, or at least he used to have spikes, like I said. So I'm gonna do a couple spikes like this, maybe one right here since seems to have more on his tail still. Just like that. So now we're pretty much ready for coloring. So if you have markers, if you've got crayons, if you've got colored pencils, anything that you can use to color it would be great. I'm going to pick out the green. He's actually got two greens, so we have light green for the spikes, dark green for his body. I'm going to pick out the red for his nostril and the black for his claws and his eye. When you're coloring, the important thing is I want you to stay inside the lines. I also want you to practice neat coloring too, so I don't want to see any scribbling at all. So what I do when I color, I outline it first, just like this. Makes it much easier to stay in the lines. And this might take a while, but you got plenty of time. Take your time, there's no rush. Go slow as you want. Outline his nostril right here and his eye. And then nice small strokes with your crayon or your marker or colored pencil, whatever you decide to use. Just nice small strokes. All right, so now that I'm done using the dark green, I'm going to use another color to color in the claws and the eye. So what color should I use? If you said black, you are absolutely right. So I'm going to start with the eye. Once again, outline it first. That way it makes it easier for you to stay inside the lines. And I'm going to add a little bit of white right here too. I'm going to leave this part in the middle white just to make it look like he's got an eye. See? And then I'm going to do the claws. Once again, outlining them. Just like that. Now remember, what color was his nostril? It was red, wasn't it? So I'm going to take the red crayon, outline the circle, color it in. And remember, we see that he's got some spikes that are on his back. So I'm going to take my light green marker or crayon, color in the spikes like this. And we've got our dinosaur. So if you want to outline him too, you can absolutely do that. I like to do it too because it really brings out the picture. So I'm going to use the black crayon. You can do it light, you can do it dark, whatever you want to do. Go nice and slow, starting with the head and the neck. Now if you look closely too, you see that he's got a little line right here too underneath his neck. So I'm going to do that as well. And he's kind of got some wrinkles on the bottom of his, on his feet, or on his legs. So I might make a couple wrinkles right here. A couple creases. Oops. Went a little bit outside the line, but that's okay. And then I'm going to move up to his back, the curved line right here. And outline his spikes, or at least what used to be his spikes. And there we have it, an observational drawing too. So once again, I urge you to really look at what you are drawing too. Think about the texture, so how it feels. We know that Pipes, when you touch him, he feels soft, right? He's got the claws on his feet, red nostrils, black eyes, so even down to the threadbare spikes, so which he used to have a lot of. But anyway, that's it.